7-point win in front of 5,300 fans. Let's get your opening thoughts, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, first thing is, Belmont, they're so well coached, such a good program. So credit them and Casey and his staff for the job they do. Certainly an awesome first experience with this group of young men. I've been excited to compete with them, and they sure didn't let us down with how hard we played. Some nerves offensively in the first half. We were really bad. We didn't have ball movement, and that happens when you have some nerves. You stop executing. But a whole bunch of guys made big plays throughout the game. I'll point out a couple. Taylor, obviously, that was awesome. I'm so happy for him. So happy for him, and that big three and rebound. And I thought JC, Zach, Ray, DJ, had some big plays in the second half offensively. So it was fun.
I think you guys had 56 points in the second half.
Yeah.
Against a team like this.
Yeah.
Does that kind of blow your mind a little bit?
Well, I mean, you don't point count, but when you only have one turnover, you execute, and you get guys good shots through kickouts and paint touches and ball movement. This team can be really good offensively. We can go 13 for 16 from three every game. Doubtful, but anybody who watched could tell the first half offensively compared to the second half were polar opposites, and we got to develop, gain some confidence, as a team going into the next game to make sure we don't have halves like that first one.
You could have won a couple times there early, and then they kind of got it back to 8. Did you kind of feel like you guys might have been just on the ropes a little bit there?
I never worried about it. Again, I talked about it. This group is going to play hard, and I'm just trying to help them mentally, do the things and teach them what it takes to win. And, you see our depth, and so different nights it's going to be different guys probably. I thought Zach competed his rear end off, but I was never worried. I didn't ever really mind the score. Certainly, you do that and it goes back and forth. You'd rather it not, but our zone settled in. It was really good. I felt confident in it, and I knew if we kept having ball movement, guys would make shots.
You went to the zone probably just because of the big guy was just kind of destroying you?
Well, that was the main part. I mean, it was a plan to go zone if we needed to. We certainly prepared it for this game, but they shoot it so well, so you never know. And sometimes the zone works, and it just settles in, and it's just hard to play against it. Sometimes it doesn't. Luckily tonight it did, but the big fella is so difficult for anybody to guard, but especially us because he's so much bigger and longer, and he has a catch radius. And he's just a big kid. He's such a good player, so he certainly gave us some problems.
And Taylor,
Yeah.
Obviously 14 minutes, was that more than you planned on playing him?
I planned on around 12, and I told the staff I'm not playing him more than 15. Now, if we would have had another couple minutes, I probably would have played him more, but it was right. We held him out a lot in the first half, and I wanted to do that because I didn't want him to play a bunch of minutes the first half. And then Keith gets in foul trouble, so we started in the second half, and then he was just playing well on both ends. So I had a minute kind of limit that I wanted to be under, and we stayed under it.
How long has he been practicing?
Well, he's been about, he's up and down still. He'll go 30 or 40 minutes, I would say about a week. But yesterday he was so sore he couldn't practice. Monday he looked great, and then he woke up and it was just really painful, and we weren't planning on sitting him yesterday. So we came in this morning to shoot around, and he couldn't go, and we just said, hey, if you feel like you can go by tonight, we'll play you. If not, we won't. And luckily he felt better.
He went through the shoot around?
He did not.
He did not?
No, we shoot around so early. It is hard, certain body parts, and when you have some pain and injuries, you're really stiff, and so we didn't want to risk it. He didn't shoot at all this morning.
Talk about Ricky's ability to just
Yeah.
calm the team.
Well, he's a true point guard, and we talked about that coming into the season. And he shot it well tonight. And for him, I think that was huge the way he shot it last year, just to have some confidence because he's a good shooter. He shot it well in junior college. But 6 assists, 2 turnovers. I mean, that's the stat line of a point guard. And he's going to keep getting better. Belmont will too. Every team keeps getting better from your first game. But there were about 5 guys I felt like, okay, they're not nervous. He was one of them. The other 6 were. So it's nice to have a guy with some experience and maturity, and especially at that position.
Not knowing Jason's game as well as I should, he makes 3 threes. I know he banked one in.
Yeah.
Are you expecting him to be a guy that can score from the perimeter?
Oh, yeah, JC's a very good shooter, but he's so physical in penetration. He plays the 3 and the 4. I don't know. He's a good rebounder, so he's versatile. He kind of in the first half, he had a turnover and got really tentative, and settled at halftime and came back out and drove through contact a couple times. Had some nice penetration and obviously made some shots, and then 2 huge free throws. I mean, huge free throws. So JC's a very good player. He's versatile, like I said. He's probably, if you take the 3 competitions we've had so far, Truman, Iowa, and this game, he's probably been our most consistent guy. Zach's right there with him, but he had a great game.
Played a Belmont team tonight. It was still a Belmont team.
Yeah. Oh, they're good, and Casey's such a good coach, and the transition is easier, obviously, because their systems were similar. But they're going to win a lot of games. Their staff is terrific, and that program is used to winning, and they expect to win, but they still have some guys, new guys in new positions, and so just like us, they got to learn to do it also.